What's the right mindset for delivering a fantastic presentation? Think about it for a second. Do you want to be, before you go into a presentation, do you want to be filled with self-confidence? In other words, do you want to be in a state of feeling like you are invulnerable? Or do you want to be filled with self-doubt? And let me explain why you might want to be filled with self-doubt. It's because that might give you an edge, right? If you are filled with self-doubt, you feel insecure, you feel like you have to try harder, you might bring your A game because of that self-doubt. So which is better, self-confidence or self-doubt? Which will make you better? In my experience, self-confidence, self-doubt, they're all part of the human condition, aren't they? I mean, they're part of the ebb and flow. I think back to presentations that I've done where I have felt extremely confident and the presentation has gone extremely badly. I've had times when I remember one particular call where I got the results of my audit from the IRS 5 minutes before I walked on stage. And I did great. Needless to say, I didn't feel great. I wasn't feeling on top of the world. I felt like Uncle Sam had grabbed me by the throat and he was squeezing pretty hard. But it didn't stop me from saying what I had to say and doing what I had to do. And what I've realized is that whether you're high or low, right? Whether you're feeling in a state of flow or a state of misery, you're still you. You still have a job to do. You still have the skills that you have no matter what your mood is. And trying to control our moods is it's like trying to control the wind. It's like trying to control the weather. You simply can't do it. We cannot control our feelings. And anyone who says to you that they can help you to do that, to get you in that proper mindset, that championship mindset, that presenter's mindset, so that you can step on stage and be at your absolute best, that entire line of reasoning is false. That's not how it works. That's not how the human condition works. The system that we have inside of all of us ties our feeling to our thinking. And as thoughts come into our head, and by the way, every second of every minute of every day, there are thoughts coming into our head. Sometimes they're thoughts of feelings of confidence. Sometimes they're feelings of unearned confidence. Sometimes they're feelings of sorrow and sadness and the entire emotional gauntlet that human beings can experience. But peak performance exists outside of the roller coaster of emotions that we all have. And you may think, well, how do I manage those emotions? How do I get control over those feelings? Again, how do I control the wind? I can't. Sometimes I sail with it. Sometimes I sail into it. If this metaphor makes any sense, what I'm trying to say is, regardless of how you feel, you are still who you are. And the only thing that you need to do when it comes to performing at your best is to simply understand and to see, to be conscious of the fact that sometimes we feel great, sometimes we feel lousy. And sometimes those feelings are related to what we perceive as our circumstances. And sometimes the way we feel doesn't have anything to do with our circumstances. So, how can you perform at your best? The first step is understanding the way that our human system, our human experience works. And when you acknowledge that and you recognize that you're going to have trains of thought, some of those trains of thought can make you feel happy, some of them make you feel sad. But whatever the case may be, we're always feeling our thinking. But my question for you is, when a train of thought shows up, why do you feel like you have to get on it and take the ride? When it comes to performing at your best, understanding the way that our minds work is the first step in reaching that peak performance and creating some space so that you can allow new thoughts, new ideas to come forward. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Chris Westfall, and I look forward to talking with you again very, very soon.